Alright, let's start getting them deets. Let's start with the top one. Why was I cursed? Aside from the obvious. Seriously? You're really going to ask that? I wouldn't have asked if I knew the answer. You have such a temper on you. Very well, this one's got a simple answer. It's because you're a cold-hearted, cruel, wicked princess who deserves to be punished. Delora! A curse is the only way to force you to change your horrid ways. Delora, you could have put that more nicely. I'm pretty sure I was already being nice. Change? Why do I need to change? Are you completely unaware of how heartless you are to other people? The coldness you show to your stepfamily and your father? The way you treat Princess Emmeline. Why would they need to be treated any differently? You need to prove that you have some goodness in you, princess. Some smidge of kindness. Why? People only show you kindness when they want something from you. The instant they get what they want, they'll just throw you away. What else would you like to know? How do I break the curse? The necklace you've got is one of Cinderella's glass slippers. To break the curse, you must get the second slipper. Complete the pair. And how do I do that? By doing 3 good deeds. What? It's a very easy thing to do. At least for someone who knows how to be good. 3 good deeds? What does that even mean? I wouldn't even know where to start. Take heart, princess. Goodness is innate in everyone. Are you sure that's the case with this one? Delora, you are not helping. I'm a witch, and I think I have more goodness in my big toe than she has in her entire body. Now you're just being mean. For every good deed you accomplish, you will get a piece of the glass slipper. When you've gotten all 3, you'll complete the pair and the curse will break. Simple. I suggest you start by polishing that attitude of yours. What else would you like to know? What happens if I don't break the curse? I think you know the answer to that one already, princess. What else would you like to know? Why are you two working together? To answer that, we'll have to give you a bit of a history lesson. Ooh, I've got this. Him. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there were 2 crystals. Dramatics aside, there is one crystal in the kingdom called the Crystallum Lucis. It is powered by happiness and love. The other is the Crystallum Tenebrarum, powered by fear and anger. The strongest of the witches is the Tenebrarum bearer. The strongest of the fairies is the Lucis bearer. Parfait is the Lucis bearer. I take in Parfait's frail and sickly appearance. She is the strongest fairy? The Great War greatly damaged me. My powers are a fraction of what they used to be. And with no child, I have no successor to my burden. What does a bearer do? The bearers regulate the energy of the crystals and keep the balance between darkness and light. For centuries, the fairies and witches lived in harmony with the humans of the kingdom. Until a certain human decided to be a pest. Who was he? I knew him as Hans Gabriel Grimm. He wrote the fairy tales. Hans. And Hans Grimm. Man, there's like a whole combination of names going on there. You guys had no chance. And he started the feud between the witches and the fairies in the process. How could a single person have so much power? It was the power of his words. In Grimm's stories, the witches were always evil. The humans naturally grew to fear and hate them. They began to hunt them. Didn't the witches fight back? We aren't allowed to use our powers to cause harm. But that all changed when the Tenebrarum bearer decided revenge was more important than our promise. The witches took over the kingdom. They created the Fairytale Curse to spread even more sadness and anger, to fill the human heart with negative emotions. all to fuel the power of the Tenebrarum. The delicate balance of harmony between the crystals was broken. The witches and the Tenebrarum grew far stronger than they were ever meant to be. We had no choice but to fight, and then the Great War happened. The Tenebrarum bearer was eventually defeated. The Great War was ended with the help of an unexpected ally, but many lives were lost. The good witches suffered horribly. We still have to stay hidden in hopes of having any kind of peace. Are you trying to make me believe that there are good witches? The Tenebrarum can poison the heart and mind into darkness and cruelty. The witches put themselves at risk in working with the Tenebrarum and maintaining harmony. Some inevitably are corrupted. Many good witches were corrupted during the war. Most remain that way. Many do not believe it, but witches can be just as kind as fairies. And yet it wasn't a fairy that cursed me. I've done good by cursing you, princess. You'll thank me when you've broken it. Delora was not corrupted by the Tenebrarum. She is as good as they come. Hopefully you'll come to see that for yourself. I doubt it. Apart from my own inherent goodness, Parfait and I are working together because we have a common goal. Which is? To restore the balance between darkness and light. 3 good deeds and I get my life back. Easier said than done. You said Cinderella, didn't you? Didn't she just go to a ball and find a prince? What does doing good have to do with that? Going to a ball, finding a prince. It's all so old-fashioned. No fun in that. Cinderella is a girl with a pure heart. She's always willing to help others, even when they are cruel to her. Anyway, I brought some clothes for you. I'll leave them on the table. We'll be waiting outside. There are some people I'd like you to meet. I cannot believe this. Oops, excuse me. I look down at my neatly bandaged feet. I have to admit that, while sore, they are nowhere near as painful as they had been 2 days before. Here's some salve I made for you. It'll help with the pain. Why would she even care? I was the reason she lost her job at the palace. Oh, she probably doesn't remember me as the princess. But still, she has no reason to do such things for me. I ignore the salve for the time being and gingerly stand up, testing my feet for pain. The injury is definitely healing. I slowly walk over to the table and change into the clothes that have been left there. The dress is nowhere near as luxurious as the ones that I wear in the palace, but still it is far improved from my rags. Aw. All my life I've never had to lift a finger. And now... I will not let them see how much they have rattled me. I refuse to break. Just watch me. I will free myself from this curse. You have to be good, though, girl. What is this place? There are several people in the room chatting amiably with each other. I noticed the girl that had left me the salve by the counter, serving drinks. But as soon as the people in the room notice me, the room falls into immediate silence. Well, look at what we have here. The Ice Princess herself. Huh? They know who I am? I didn't think it was true. Curse for her cold-heartedness. As to be expected. You remember who I am, and yet you still treat me like this? Well, you aren't really a princess anymore, are you? You're one of us now, girl. Everyone, please. You shouldn't be treating a newcomer like this. Princess, let me apologize. They mean no offense. I cannot believe that. Not when the people Parfait is referring to simply smirk and shrug as I meet their gazes. What is this place? Welcome to the Marchen Tavern. Oh, that's what this chapter is called. A home for those with the Fairytale Curse. I was wondering if that's what this was. Are you Professor Xavier? This is your home for gifted children? Or cursed people in this case. Can cursed people tell when someone else is cursed? I wonder. You make it sound like some kind of holiday house.
Don't ruin my moment, Delora.
Marchen. Tavern?
The Marchen was built 3 years ago, when the number of curse in Angielle continued to rise. The goal is to gather those affected so they might help each other break their curse. Of course, I am also here to provide help as necessary. Only the curse and those allied with our cause can stay here. The evil and the wicked can never find this place.
Most of the people here are cursed? How come these people remember who I am?
The cursed are not affected by the conditions of someone else's curse. Your condition is simple. Everyone has forgotten you are the crown princess. But because these people here are cursed, they still remember your title.
I knew it. It goes without saying that fairies and witches are also not affected.
Come, princess. Let me introduce you to the few boarders we have at the Marchen.
Parfait beckons the serving girl over.
This is Annie. Anise, I mean. She helps out in the Marchen and does most of the cooking.
I'm sure you understand why she's working here now. I believe she deserves an apology.
Miss Delora, what are you talking about?
Don't you worry your sweet little head over it. You don't remember what this ice princess did to you.
Huh?
I have nothing to apologize for. Clumsiness does not befit a palace maid. I only did what was necessary.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Princess. I'm Anise Willow. I hope we get along.
Really? This is how you're going to start doing good? I don't believe I asked for your opinion.
Please, you two, no fighting.
I hold my tongue as Parfait leads me to two people whose faces are incredibly familiar. Oh. They are faces I have seen in the palace before.
This is...
Jurian Valiant and Garland Belrot. Belrot? So which one... Okay. I'm gonna assume that Garland is left and Jurian is right, I think? How did you know? Both of you were in the Order of Caldera. That's right. They were two of Sir Alcaster's best knights. It was a big surprise when they both left a year ago. I only found out recently that it was because they acted against Sir Alcaster's orders. They were stripped of their titles and dishonorably discharged from service. What are you two doing here? We help the fairies.
They and Anise are exceptions, and are allowed in this tavern without the curse. Jurian and Garland lend us their strength to help protect the Marchen.
Protect? From the witches. They do anything to make sure their curses remain unbroken. And what about you? I am an exception. Also, I'm good. You keep forgetting the good part.
Remember, not all witches are evil.
Your curse is a test. A test? Originally, the wicked were cursed so that they could learn to change. Their curses were meant to teach them a lesson. I'm hoping your curse will teach you a lesson too, Ice Princess. I really am only trying to help you. I don't need you to show me how to change. I just want my life back. Well, to do that, you'll have to break your curse.
Try and make some friends, Princess. They might be able to help you break your curse.
Oh, I'd love to hang around and watch the princess try to be friendly.
We have work to do, Delora.
Fine. Try not to make any more enemies, Princess. The instant Parfait and Delora leave the room, the temperature drops several degrees. Now that I am alone, I feel the cold stares return. Disgust. Contempt. As if I am the reason they are cursed and have to take refuge in the Marchen in the first place. Make friends? All I've ever had are my dolls. I've never needed friends. I will break this curse on my own. I was told it was rude to stare. One man suddenly stands up, the anger apparent on his face. His hands clench and unclench into fists as he glares at me pointedly. Jurian and Garland place themselves in front of me, shielding me from the man. You know the rules. What happened in the past stays in the past.
And no one is allowed to harm anyone else in the Marchen. If you cannot comply, you are no longer welcome here.
No matter. The Ice Princess will get what's coming to her. He throws one last glare my way before sitting down again. Break the rules and you'll get what's coming to you. That goes for everyone here. Jurian's tone is cold and firm. There is no doubt that she means what she says. So these are the great knights of the Order of Caldera. The Marchen begins to settle down, and everyone eventually goes back to their conversations and meals. I walk toward an empty table, realizing that I am being deliberately ignored. I become immersed in my thoughts as I sit down. One thought, however, comes to me immediately. They hate me. They hate me somehow when I've only ever left the palace twice in my life. How did this happen? The only people who treated me with any respect were Anise, Jurian, and Garland. Is it because they cannot remember who I am? Maybe being in the Marchen is not such a good idea. I doubt anyone here wants to help me break my curse. They'd probably rather see me suffer under its weight. 3 good deeds. How am I supposed to complete 3 when I do not know if I can even accomplish 1?
You ain't fooling nobody, sir! May I join you?
I look up and stare in shock at the beautiful lady from the toy shop. Her beauty still manages to take my breath away. What is she doing here? You were in the toy shop.
Ah, yes. I was there picking up some items for a friend. I am humbled you still remember me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Miss Karma.
Miss. Your name is Karma?
A suitable name for someone as beautiful as me, no?
Karma, your narcissism is going to scare the princess away. Oh, you are that magician boy. Boy.
Oh, how appropriate. Oh, grief. Where did that voice come out?
Okay, I can get this.
Oh, how appropriate, boy.
Call me that one more time and I'll ruin that pretty face of yours.
You would hit a lady? How savage.
Anyway, I'm Waltz Cresswell. I have the Neverland Curse. You Peter Pan, but you're so small! Ah, it all makes sense now. What about you, Princess? What's your fairy tale curse? Does everyone share what their curse is? We talk about it freely in the Marchen. The whole point is helping each other break our curses, after all. Hard to do that if we keep our fairy tales quiet. He pauses and narrows his eyes slightly. Well, some people keep their fairy tales a secret. He eyes Karma briefly, cocking an eyebrow. The smile never leaves Karma's face. I'm at a loss as to what her history is. Has anyone managed to break their curse? I've been told that a few have. A few? That's not very reassuring. Well, at least the curses can be broken. I cannot particularly say that reassures me either.
What ails you, darling? Is it your curse? You can talk to us about it. Tell us what it is. Cinderella. Oh, goodness. Cinderella. That explains the nature of your curse. Only it's been reversed, hasn't it? Riches to rags.
That's one way of putting it. Karma, you and I get each other.
Karma, you're not helping. You really are better off ignoring him, Princess. He mostly speaks nonsense.
He?
Princess?
Parfait's voice takes me by surprise. I hadn't even noticed her entering the room again.
May I speak with you?
Okay.
I'd like you to meet someone, though I'm sure you already know him quite well.
Rod! There you are! Good, I finally found you. Rod?
So you really are cursed.
I was the one that gave Sebi to Rod so that he still had some way to voice his opinions.
Sebi?
Short for Sebastian. Cute, isn't it?
Sebastian! Yay, Sebi!
It's nice to meet you, Princess.
I'm gonna be thinking of Sebastian from Black Butler, and I'm just like,
It's nice to meet you. Hi, Sebi.
Sebi's voice changes when it greets me. The tone it uses is lower. Oh no. Whenever it speaks... Yeah, the tone it uses is lower whenever it speaks for Rod. Perhaps that is what Rod's voice actually sounds like. Hey, hey, I'm on a roll here. Wait, if he remembers me, does that mean...
The mermaid's curse.
What?
That is my curse.
Oh, your voice was taken. Did you have a tail before? Rod has been mute all this time because he is cursed? Does everyone else know?
Obviously, they are my family.
Even the king?
He knows as well.
So am I the only one you never told?
I didn't think you'd particularly care either way.
He is not wrong. Yet I cannot believe I did not know. I was left out once again. What are you doing here?
I have been trying to help Rod with his curse. That is why he comes to the margin from time to time.
But I don't even want... Anyway, I only came here today to confirm that you were truly cursed. I wanted to see it with my own eyes. It was a big surprise when I woke up one day and you weren't in the palace. An even bigger surprise when I found out no one remembered you.
It's been days since I was cursed. I wonder, how are things in the palace?
Livelier, happier.
Happier?
I've never seen my family happier than they are now. I'd say it is a good thing you aren't a princess anymore.
Damn, Rod throwing down the shade. I'd always thought Rod didn't really care about me regardless, but this is the truth? So this is how you truly feel? This is how you feel? Alright, I'm gonna ask if it... So I have to be cursed for you to open up about how you truly feel.
The only reason I didn't say anything earlier was because Emmeline didn't want me to.
Oh, she's so kind.
I'm happier too, now that you're gone. I don't have to pretend to like you anymore.
Ooh!
I'm going to return to the palace now.
But why did you come, though? You truly don't care. You're just here to, like, gloat. Rod, you have a cute little Sebi-chan bunny on your shoulder. I don't believe you for a second that you came here to gloat. I'm gone, and they're all happier.
Your very existence has been erased in the palace. They've never known you. That doesn't mean they're happy without you.
Even the king. What did I expect? Why did you bring me here? The people in the margin, they...
I shouldn't have left you alone in there. I'm sorry.
You knew how they felt about me. What have I ever done to them?
Now isn't the right time to explain.
Sounds like your mom is probably the main cause for it. When will it ever be the right time?
So many things have already happened to you. I need you to be patient, Lucette.
Has the prince already left?
Yes, he has. Princess, we'll talk about this later. For now, you must focus on breaking your curse.
Did I miss something?
No.
Right. Maybe the fairy is right. I don't think I am ready to find out how I made so many people hate me. Well, Parfait, I think it's time we got down to business. What should we do with her? What are you talking about now? You, of course. You've got nowhere to go, right? She is right. I think back to the days I spent on the streets and shiver. I will do anything so long as I don't have to go back there.
The princess can stay at the Marchand with me and the rest of my boarders.
I'd almost forgotten what hope felt like.
But you'll have to work in exchange for a room.
I celebrated too soon. What?
Magic has its limitations, just like anything else. Money doesn't appear out of thin air, not even for a fairy. The Marchand doesn't attract many customers, since only the Curse and a few others can enter. I sell my potions here and there, but I have several hungry mouths to feed and my funds are tight.
I thought fairies lived in luxury. Parfait, are you broke? Ouch, even the Ice Princess can tell. And yet you still take people in? That's always been how Parfait operates. She's good-natured to a fault.
I'm told suffocating beneath my debt will be what kills me.
Why don't you just leave? I assume you make enough to take care of yourself.
Leave someone who's in need of help? I could never.
And that, princess, is how goodness works. How goodness works?
It's not as if I accept freeloaders. All my boarders help me run the Marchand and do errands.
The princess has never worked a day in her life. I doubt she'll be useful.
If karma can be useful, anyone can.
This is true. I have yet to see karma be anything but useless.
Princess, you're more than welcome to stay if you're willing to help out.
It's the least you can do in exchange for a roof over your head and 3 meals a day. Oh, and shoes. Do I even have a choice? I thought that choice was going to show up then. It's like, bad end. I toss and turn in bed, unable to fall asleep. The mattress is hard and the sheets are itchy, nothing at all like the bed I had in the palace. What I would give for my old bed again. For any of the comforts of home. I miss my dolls.
Lady Parfait!
I sit up immediately. What is going on? I leave my room to investigate. Some of the other Marchand boarders, Waltz, Jurian, and Garland, are sitting on the settee looking anxious. Settee? Settee? What's happening? Sorry, did we wake you? No, but the noises Garland was making would have woken the dead.
Jurian and I found an injured man while we were doing our rounds. We brought him here.
An injured man? Wait, what were you doing outside? It's almost 1 a.m. Nothing you need to worry about. Lady Parfait and Annis are tending to the man now. These people, will they just help anyone they find on the streets? What if this man is dangerous? Do you think the witches got to him? It's possible. We'll have to find out when he wakes up. The next day, Parfait reveals that the man only suffered minor head injuries. She says that she expects him to wake soon. I look at the tray of food in my hands. Anise has asked me to bring it up to the stranger's room while she finishes the rest of her cooking. I would never have been asked to do this in the palace. Goodness, what's that poor tray done to you to deserve that look? I must say that it's odd to see the princess doing something nice for someone. What do you want? I have something to ask the man that was brought in last night. Seeing as you're being good enough to deliver breakfast, I thought I'd just tag along with you. If you're going, just bring this tray up yourself. You are not in any position to delegate your duties to me, Miss Lucette. Come on, our guest must be famished. Seeing no way out, I followed Delora to the spare room the man had been put in. Come in. It's the Tay! We finally... Man, it took forever for you to show up. Look at him! If you can look me in the eye and tell me that does not look like Tay with glasses, then I don't know. I just don't know. I thought the man would have been old, but to my surprise, he looks young. Probably in his early 20s. Just keep him away from the teapot and everything will be fine. He seems lost in reverie as he stares at a small notebook. Good morning. Good to see you awake and breathing. The man looks up at her when she speaks. The instant he sees us, his eyes widen. Why is he staring at us like that? Am I... dead? What? Oh my goodness. I'm in heaven. Or maybe... you two are angels that have fallen out of it? Oh gosh, he's one of these. I see. Oh no! He's a terrible narcissist. We got 2 narcissists? My heart can't handle this. What can a humble gentleman like myself do for you, lovely ladies? You could join me on this bed. It's very comfortable and there's plenty of room for the both of you. I'll follow your lead on this one, Princess. Princess? Of course. Such a beautiful lady could only be a princess. Look at the noble way you hold up the tray. We're trying to be good. We'll stay silent. Your wish is my command and my fate, my sweet princess. If you want, you can have him. I'll pass, thanks.
Oh, he's awake.
Another lovely lady has entered my chambers. I don't think my heart can handle the perfection of 3 of you at once. I think I know how Casanova here got those head injuries. Some lady decided she'd had enough of his rubbish and wanted to punish him.
Delora, patience. He may not even be in the right state of mind right now. He did take injuries to the head, after all.
The man finally stops to look just at me. He narrows his eyes and stares so hard I almost want to slap him. What? You're familiar. But... no, it's impossible. Aren't you the crown princess? What are you doing here?
If he knows, then he's...
Well, he's certainly not a witch or a fairy. Can only mean one thing if he recognizes the Ice Princess.
What is your name, good sir?
I would answer any questions you ask of me, madam, but... The man looks down at the notebook in his hand. I don't remember. Amnesia? I know everything about Angielle, and yet I don't know the first thing about myself. Except that I have the Rumplestiltskin curse. Oh no. That means you don't even know your name. Does that mean remembering your name will break your curse? Rumplestiltskin? Is that a fairy tale? I knew it. He's got the Fairytale Curse. Fairytale Curse?
Do you remember how to break it?
From what I remember, I need to somehow collect 3 memories and get them to appear in this journal as entries. He shows us a notebook he's been holding on to since we entered the room.
My first memories of waking up and holding this. I thought there would be information in here, but it's empty.
Another victim of the curse. You must be tired. Lucette will leave your breakfast here and we'll give you some time to yourself. We'll be outside if you need anything else. Rumplestiltskin.
What is that fairy tale about? Delora does not do a good job of hiding her laughter. She snorts and I cross my arms, embarrassed. Mother burned the fairy tales in the palace before I got the chance to read all of them. Fine, I'll keep it short. Once upon a time, there was a girl that was said to be able to spin straw into gold. The king found her and locked her up in a tower. He said he wouldn't let her out until she turned all of the straw in the room into gold. But the girl was just a regular human girl. She knew she would never be able to turn the straw into gold, and feared that she would be locked up forever. That was when an odd little man appeared before her, and offered to do the job for her if she gave him something in return. The girl gave him her necklace, and the man spent the rest of the night spinning the straw into gold. However, the girl wasn't released. The second night she was given more straw to spin, and the little man appeared once more. This time she gave him her ring. On the third night, the king ordered her to spin the straw one last time, and if she did, she would be released and made his queen. However, that night the girl had nothing left to give the little man, so they made an agreement. He would spin the straw into gold for her, so long as she gave him her first child.
I personally never understood why the girl would want to marry the king in the first place.
Hear, Parfait. Hush, I'm trying to tell a story here. Years passed and the queen finally gave birth to her first child. That night the odd little man returned and demanded his due, but the queen didn't want to give up her child. The man then said that he wouldn't take the child if the queen was able to guess his name in 3 days. The man's name was Rumplestiltskin. Did she guess it? Oh yeah. The night before her time was officially up, the queen was drawn to the forest by the sound of a little voice. She saw the little man celebrating his upcoming victory, singing about how nobody had or ever would guess his real name, which was Rumplestiltskin. He does not sound particularly smart. So agrees the general populace.
Sometimes I wonder how Hans was able to come up with such tall tales. Well, the margin is opening soon. I expect another busy day.
Especially busy for you, Lucette. You need to start coming up with good deeds.